I think that one of the biggest misconceptions about community building is that it is just bringing people together. That is not the hard part of community building. The hard part of community building is making people feel like they belong and how you foster that feeling at your events, at your community, offline, in person, all of it. And this is what we are going to get into today, how you can implement that, and also my thinking, my why, my strategy behind bringing people together and making people feel like they are a part of something special. Last week at Show Up Sis, we hosted our biggest event yet. We welcomed 130 women into the room for our speed mating and bingo event. We also celebrated 1 year of Show Up Sis at the same time. And it reinforced something that I've believed for a very long time, that I have implemented into my events, into my community for a very long time. And it reinforced why I actually believe this as well. When people see events, they see people in the room together, they see people laughing, mingling, the speed mating, the bingo, and they don't actually see the thought process behind it, the reasons as to why we do certain things, the reasons why we start at certain times, why the flow is a certain way, because all of these little decisions that I make are what help foster connection and what help deepen that belonging. So much goes into every single part of the evening. So for example, at our events, I know when you host events, you know, you could put out the time, okay, arrive at 7 p.m, but people don't start arriving until like 9:30 p.m. I'm very firm on arriving on time. Arrive at 7:30 p.m. sharp is when the event started, because you don't want to miss the evening. And we have things from the get-go of the night which help people ease into the evening. The flow of the evening is very intentional. So for example, as soon as girls arrived at 7:30, we have a game called Find Assist Who set up, ready to go on the door, given to you as you enter. So this is essentially a game where you have to find who you get given a card, and then you have to find a girl who matches the prompt on your card. And basically it helps everyone get mingling, get the room talking straight away, breaking the ice, because majority of people are attending alone. So if they're given a task immediately, it helps them feel a little bit less nervous, as they feel like they've got something to do, they feel like they've got something to focus on, and it feels as though, okay, I'm at an interactive event here. I'm not just left to my own devices to figure it out myself, as we don't want to make people feel uncomfortable, because everyone's nervous anyway. So it's just thinking of things that you can do in your organisation or your community of how you can make people feel less nervous, feel welcomed from the minute they arrive. And also getting everybody to arrive on time as well. It allows us to welcome everybody in, personally welcome everybody in, ask them if they're okay, ask them how they're feeling, not have to rush through that and just kind of like hurry everyone through the door or quickly sit people down as things have already going on. It allows us to have that personal touch with guests. They speak to me, they then speak to another staff member who's giving out the game, and it allows them to feel properly welcomed into the event as well. The other thing that we do with the flow of the events is thinking about the flow of the event, how your events can flow as well. So with our speed mating and bingo, we don't do the bingo first. We do speed mating first, because this allows girls to chat, to connect, to further break the ice, make them feel more comfortable, and you kind of having them chats one-on-one, like, I'm nervous, are you? And also like speaking about themselves, finding connections, realising that everybody's in the same boat. We give them a connection card as well, so they can like write down who they've connected with, a little reminder. And doing the speed mating first, it livens up the room, it gets the whole room talking, and by the time we've then gone into the bingo, everybody is more comfortable, everybody is reassured, and everybody is ready to have some fun. And with the speed mating coming first, I don't want people spending the first 30 minutes to the hour thinking, who do I talk to? Who do I chat to? I feel uncomfortable. And it allows that barrier to be removed straight away. And then they know by the time the bingo starts, okay, I want to chat to that girl a bit more. I'm going to sit with them. And it just breaks the fourth wall of the room immediately. And then with the bingo, so a lot of people will think, oh, it's just bingo, it's just a game. But to me, again, it's another community building tool. I don't see everything as for what it just is. I see it as a way to build connection, create conversation, create enjoyment. You're creating a shared experience with the guests. By the time we've got to bingo now, because we've already had that flow of the event already, people are now laughing, they're cheering each other on, they're enjoying themselves, and it's creating that shared experience with the guests, and also going all in on the prizes that we have, like really taking the time to get great sponsors, great bingo prizes, where people then remember it after the event. We are then known for having like some of the best prizes and having that shared experience with everybody. And then when you think about aesthetics of your event, the setup of your event, the tables of your event, when you're bringing people together and a community, this is so important. So with the venue that we had, there was large tables where you could fit 6 people on the table, but then the tables were also in rows. And I chose this very intentionally. With this table layout, it already means that people will be together, sat together, not too far away from other people they might not have spoken to, not too far out of reach of new people, and it allows people to really connect, have conversations, and also not be necessarily just sat one-on-one with people or sat around a circle table, which I feel like can be quite intimidating. And when you're building a community or building your brand or trying to implement brand activation or brand experience within your business or brand, or if you're just building a community isn't about just putting people in a room. It's not about just getting people together for the sake of it to call it community. Community is created when people feel safe enough to be themselves, they feel safe enough to come alone, they feel safe enough to open up to people in the room as well. That is where the true connection and community is created. And this applies to brands too. A lot of brands spend their time thinking, how do we build community? How do we get people into the room? How do we get more people to buy into what we're doing? And what they should really be focusing on is how can we get people to feel like they belong? When you lead with feeling, that is where community and connection is created. So at Show Up Sis, again with this event, our speed mating and bingo event, I lead with feeling first. How can we make people feel comfortable? How can we make them feel less nervous? How can we make them feel like they're stepping into a brand world? And how can we make them feel leaving glad that they came? Every decision we then make around the event is based from that. It's based on feeling first, because feeling leads to some emotion, and emotion leads to then connection, and connection leads to conversion. It converts them to feel more included into your brand, into your community, and feel like they're really a part of something, and hopefully more likely to attend another event again. This is why I obsess over the first few minutes that you have with someone, the first few minutes that you interact with somebody when they're attending an event, because that can really set the tone for how they're feeling and how they're going to perceive the event throughout the whole evening as well. A few things that we did at our event in order to create that feeling is focus on our welcoming, focusing on making people feel comfortable and confident from the start. We did things like in the toilet, so we put on the back of the toilets, if you're feeling nervous, don't worry, like somebody else is probably feeling that way, go over and say hi. Emergency reminder, like, you look amazing sis, your makeup is fine, your lip gloss is fine. And it's just connecting with the girls in a way that makes sense for our brand, to make them feel like wherever they are in that building, we're here for you, we've got you sis, you look good, you're great, let's go and go enjoy the night. And hosting this event has just reinforced me something that I've believed in from the beginning with Show Up Sis. It's not about events, it's not about focusing on creating these big events, it's focusing on creating something that people believe in, creating something that people want to be a part of, and doing this by focusing on how they feel, their needs, and what you can do to make them feel even better. When people come to events and when people join community, the thing that they remember is how they felt. And that's why it's so important to focus on that first. Just focus on feeling. Don't focus on anything else, focus on feeling. And having people who support you, understand your vision, understand your brand is so important. Having people who have the right energy as well around your vision, around your brand, so they can get that message across to your community or within your business is so important, because they're a representation of what you are building as well. So for me, it's so important to work with people who truly understand Show Up Sis, understand what we're trying to achieve, how we're trying to achieve it, and how important it is at every touch point that we get that message across to our community. I think a lot of brands, what they do is they just focus on getting as much attention as possible, as much virality as possible, instead of focusing on creating a reason for people to come back, instead of focusing on creating a brand world or feeling that people want to be part of, they want to be included into, they want to associate themselves with as well. Do you have a message or a story that people feel like they resonate with, they want to be a part of, they feel like they can see a bit of you in the brand, whatever that may be? That is what you want to focus on, instead of just trying to go as big as possible, target everybody, as many people as you can. You want to think, who are we trying to target? Why are we trying to target them? And how can we make those individuals feel like we're the brand or community they want to be a part of and they want to associate themselves with? Because I feel like in 2026, you want to associate yourself with something positive, something that represents you, something that you align with. People don't just buy from anybody anymore. They don't just attend events created by anybody anymore. They want to feel truly like they're a part of something, and that is why the focus and the theme of this video is feeling. Focus on what feeling you want people to feel, and everything stems from that. Every week I'm going to be documenting the journey of Show Up Sis in vlog format on a Sunday, and then a sit down video on a Wednesday talking about more of the behind the scenes, founder insights, lessons, the journey, and my obsession with branding, community building, marketing, brand world building, and being a founder. So if you've enjoyed this, give us a like, comment and subscribe, and come along the wild journey.